From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another conversation with Trent and friends, featuring the lovely Canadian Coach Dee. Good stuff. We got a good one tonight. Real good one tonight. Topic: are girl trips good for your mental health? Are girl trips good for your mental health? I have an opinion on certain things on that. On the latter part of the show, maybe a week and a half ago, Slash brought up girl trips, and Coach D was talking different things about the girls trip. So we'll dig into it, get into the topic. Let's bring the lovely lady in. One sec. What's going on? What's going on?
Hey there, how are you?
Pretty good. Can't call it my spoil. Can't call it my spoil. How's your day?
It's a very long, exhausting day. So
Uh-oh.
push through, get this done, and then I'm going to bed.
Uh-oh. Long coaching day, huh?
Yeah, it's been a long coaching, some heavy conversations, so I need to mentally rest afterwards.
Mentally rest and drain. I got you. I get it. I totally get it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Girl trips. Are they good for your mental health? Let's dive to the folks out here real quick, and we'll dive right into it.
All right. So we have Slash, Grand Rising Family, People Greetings, Princess Coach D, and Mr. Epic. Miss Kathy's in saying good everyone, and Mr. Alvin is in saying good evening as well. So welcome everybody who's listening today.
Welcome. So the question is, are girl trips good for your mental health? From a coaching standpoint.
There. So I talked to numerous counselors and relationship counselors and therapists and psychologists, and they all came to the same conclusion. Trips, solo trips with a group of friends, whether it's a girl's trip or a guy's trip, is excellent for mental health because you're bonding, you're out having fun and doing interesting things. The only time that people say it's not is they can't give reasons that don't involve fears or insecurities.
Okay.
So girls trips, boys trips, men go on hunting trips all the time. It's a good bonding experience. They go have fun. Women can do the same thing.
I totally agree with that. I will totally agree with that. That bonding trips are real good trips. But there is that small percentage of folks who are going on those trips for some foolishness, male or female.
Well, you are who you hang out with.
Exactly.
But those people don't need to do that to go on a trip to do that. They're already doing that.
I get that. But we don't live in a perfect world.
Well,
so there is a small percentage that goes out to release.
Well, sometimes you need to mind the business that pays you. And if your spouse or significant other or friend is not on one of those trips doing stuff like that, then why are you worried about it? Let people live their lives, sir.
Okay.
Kathy says, I enjoy good trips. Are they good for the mental health? Yes, they are, especially if you have similar things in common. It is excellent for people's mental health to get out with a group of like-minded friends.
Right.
What is not healthy is to think that you have to be with your spouse 24/7.
That's totally unhealthy.
That's an insecurity.
Spouse 24/7 is totally unhealthy.
Yeah. So you know what? Even if it's just a girl shopping trip for one day, go and do it and have fun. Boys, you guys talk about hanging out with the boys all the time. Like all of a sudden, girls want to do it, and you're like, "Oh my god, what are they doing?" Like, please.
I'm not approaching it from that standpoint. But let's be honest. In my opinion, girl trips are great. Girl trips are great on either side, girls or guy trips, right? But there's a percentage of those folks who are going for foolishness, right? 1 out of 5 of them have plans for a penis or the hot pocket.
Right?
1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 do. They want in their mind, they're going for a girl going wild or a guy going wild trip. Come on, man.
Really?
Yeah.
So, are they grown adults? Are they in relationships? If the answer to both of those questions is no, then mind your business. You know what I mean?
Coach Dee is on. Want someone to give her a pass tonight because she's been dealing with some heavy stuff today.
It's not about giving anybody a pass. You and Slash are two of the most judgmental people sometimes that I have to deal with. Like yesterday, I told you I wasn't even talking to you when you texted some nonsense. I was like,
come on. you didn't agree with that text? You didn't agree with that text?
No. Like, please. Like, I don't know if you're stuck in the 80s or the 90s or what.
Hey, no, hold on a second. Should we share? Should we share what the text was about?
Please. Let's do that.
You read the text. Coach Dee, actually, we're in this group text with a couple of viewers, but in this particular group text, we're in a group text with Martine, and she's always sending us different videos and clips and all that stuff of stuff that's going on, in the world and whatnot. And we comment on it. Sometimes I just let them do their thing. Sometimes I comment and dig in. And this one I happened to just dug in a little bit, and Coach Dee was like,
"Yeah, because it's just nonsense." And Martine was encouraging him. So it says, Martine said, "Guys dye the hair, get hair, facial hair too, implants and surgery become taller. What's going on? Is this mental illness, insecurity, or what?" And you said mental illness and more. As humans, we have lost our way. And then I said, it's not mental illness. People have been changing their looks for millennia to impress the opposite sex. It's primal. Like, it just is. So then you said, and this is where I stopped talking to you. There is incurable sickness called stupidity and spreading like wildfire. And I'm like, you know what? And I said, shake my head. I can't with you today. I'm out. And that was the end of I didn't even read the conversation after that.
That was it. I stopped talking after that.
I'm like, yeah, because people have been adapting what they wear, how they dress, what makeup they're doing since the beginning of time.
Right.
You know, it used to be in the old days, it was men who wore heels and dresses and makeup.
Right.
So, it's all about changing and like people.
Sometimes honestly, sometimes when I get these texts in, depends on whatever mood I'm in. So that was one of those moods for me the other night.
Yeah, and I was just like, I wasn't having it.
She literally said, how did you phrase that? What did you say?
What did I say? I can't with you today. I'm out. That was it. I was like, hey. And look, here is the instigator herself. Hello, Martine. How are you?
What's going on, Martine? How you doing? We just finished talking about your group text. Yeah. Good stuff. So I would agree that girl trips, they are good for the mental health. But let's talk about, honestly, let's just go on and say it, right? If you have to escape your life, if you have to get away, if you're exhausted with the relationship, maybe you're with the wrong person. Maybe that's not your person. Maybe that is not your partner.
It's not about being exhausted relationship. People have children. Sometimes you just want to get away and be yourself. So you don't lose your identity.
I get that part. I'm talking about for the folks who are going on these girl trips who are having relationship problems.
Yeah, but
if you got to run from your relationship like that, maybe it's time you need to keep going and do a one-way ticket, not a two-way, just one-way ticket, not a round trip.
They're not running they're going on vacation, sure. They're not running from relationships. They're going back. It's a break to recharge and rejuvenate.
I knew Coach was going to go there tonight. So yeah, I know she wasn't going to have my foolishness, but
no, it's a break to recharge and rejuvenate. That's all, and it's good. It's healthy to take time for yourself. Here's the problem.
I agree. I'm agreeing with you, but all I want you to do, and this was my goal for today, was to have you acknowledge that there are some folks that are within that girl group or guys group coming with the foolishness.
Well, sir, what they do with their genitals is none of my business because those genitals do not belong to me. So what we're not going to do is
we're not going to hold these folks accountable
for having sexual freedom. Nobody holds people accountable. Are you dating them? No.
What did you just say?
I said, what we're not going to do is shame people for having sexual freedom. You know,
Didn't I say last week that, hey, I was very comfortable with allowing people to do what they do and not even be judgmental on that?
Yes, but now you're being judgmental. you're talking about there's a percentage of 1 in 5. Like, come on. Sometimes people need to go out and relax and just
I'm
breathe.
agreeing with that. But let's
And
get
why are you worried about what you're doing if you're
let's
not
get
in
to
a
the meat and
relationship with them?
potatoes of it, because on some of these girl trips that Caribana, over in Jamaica, Costa Rica, I've done some things in different settings with different sets of groups of women.
So what we're saying
Who's
is
on these girl trips, all married, but that 1 out of 5 was with me in my suite. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it a buck.
So we're just confirming that you were a tramp back in the day and hung around with like-minded people. So, because I bet you wouldn't have got any play on the girls' trips that I go to because they won't. My married friends don't do that.
Okay, I understand that, and there's a plethora of them like that don't do those things. So I'm not going to sit here and say that all women are like that, but there is a percentage of women that go on those trips with penis plans. That's all I'm saying.
And if there wasn't penis being freely thrown around, they wouldn't have it. So
I can't wait for you guys to see this video with Coach Dee here talking this crazy.
Listen, I am not talking crazy. I'm a 50-year-old woman who is well aware that grown people can do what grown people do. You, on the other hand, seem to think that grown people aren't allowed to do grown people stuff.
I'm not saying that, Dee. I'm not saying that at all.
Well, what are you saying? That
whatever they want to do, they're free to do whatever they want to do with their hot pockets. They're free to do that.
So what's the problem then?
I'm just saying, I just need someone to say that there is a percentage of those girls on that girl trip have different plans than your plans.
Okay, there are different girls trips and people have different plans. You happy? You happy?
Thank
you. Oh my God. Not every we work in we don't talk in specifics, we work in generalities most of the time. So it's I find in 2023 people are so worried who other people are sleeping with that they forget that it's none of their business. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying that's my business. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is we're not gonna just say that, oh, it's a lie, it's a girls trip and it's mental health month and all this other fools. Come on, man. Come on. And I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm just doing like we normally do, straight talk, no chaser.
Well, let's talk about men's trips then. Let's talk about how
I knew she was gonna do that, ladies and gentlemen.
in my 18 years in my 18 years in the military, it was very common in the senior NCOs mess to see the married men take their wedding bands off, place it on a map, and say that if their wife was outside that circle, then they were safe. They called it the safety circle. So
I've seen guys act that way.
And everybody, and business trips, fishing trips, hunting trips, all that stuff.
I totally agree. I've been on a hunting trip with my father. It's all at his hunting lodge, so I've seen some things.
It's only a deal. It's only a big deal now that women are doing the same thing men are doing. And it comes back to the same thing that it's a hypocritical double standard in our society. That men can do whatever they want, but when women do it, all of a sudden it has to be questioned. So let me get to the comments.
Okay.
1 second here. We left off at Miss Kathy. Sarah Martin says, hey, y'all, I missed it. I'll listen again. Just watched Tetris. Yes, sometimes it's much needed to take a moment. I'm not participating in any extracurricular activities while on vacation. It's none of my business. The sister I hung out with didn't carry on in such a way. If any other sister wanted to do whatever happens in this town, that's their business. Yeah, the saying. What's the saying been for years? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I got you. I see what you're saying. So it goes back to that whole thing. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just doing devil's advocate here. So I'm just playing the devil here. But so what you're saying that you guys are not holding these women accountable? That's what you're saying?
Holding them accountable for what?
Okay.
You want me as a grown woman to hold other grown women accountable for what they're doing with their
I know you're not, Dee. I know you're not going to be hanging around women like that. So let's be clear.
No.
Let's be clear.
You know what? I'm
talking about the women that turn a blind eye to that.
to other women having sex with
I'm talking
whoever
about
they
the
want.
secret keepers. Let's talk about the secret keepers. Now, y'all know this woman is married. Y'all know she's
Okay, if we're talking, so we're having two different conversations right now because I'm not talking about married people cheating. That's a whole different conversation. I specifically said grown single women.
I didn't hear that part. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Grown single women. That's a whole different conversation. Married, we can have a conversation about married people cheating. We could talk about that all day.
No, we can't stop. No, we can't.
But yeah, if somebody's single, then you know what? Have at her.
I agree. If they're single, go forward.
People, that's a different conversation altogether, though.
I totally get it.
They're not one and the same. So people cheating, yeah, I don't believe in secret keepers. I've told people that their spouse is cheating. I've been the messenger and been dumped as a friend because of it.
That's what I was looking for.
But
Dee does not believe in secret keepers.
No, it's traumatic. Cheating is traumatic and betrayal is traumatic, and I'm not going to be a part of it. Because what happens is eventually the person finds out and then they go, Dee, why didn't you say anything?
That's true.
What am I going to say? As a trained trauma coach, you know, I got to walk the walk and talk the talk.
That's real talk.
But I would gently pull the person who is doing it aside and say, listen, this is your alternative. You're going to tell them or I'm going to tell them. I would prefer you do it and take your accountability and take your lickings.
Exactly.
But if not, then we'll have a conversation together.
Slash has a comment there.
Slash says it started with Freaknik, then continued with side piece culture, sneaky links and girls trips. I need to see U.S. numbers, charts, and graphs. You know, I'm not even in the mood for you tonight. All right. And Martine says, I don't need to hold them accountable for anything as long as they don't bring anyone to our hotel/cabin. Yep.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, here's the thing. There was a sexual revolution. Women were able to have bank accounts and credit cards on their own, and the patriarchy didn't like it. They don't like it because then the control is gone. And 99% of the time, the reason why people don't like girls' trips is because of insecurities and fears and lack of trust. So that's a relationship issue.
Let's dig a little deep into that about the insecurities of lack and trust and not allowing your partner to go on said girls' trip or said guy's trip. Let's dig a little deep into that.
Yeah. So here, just the word allow. Like grown adults can have conversations about what they're doing, but to have to ask permission when you are a consenting adult in a relationship with another consenting adult,
right?
It just seems very controlling.
I got you.
Like you be able to say, "Hey, I want to go on this girls trip with XXXX. We're going to do this, this, and this," and you're supposed to be like, "Oh, all right, have fun,"
right?
Because that's a healthy relationship. They know where you're going. They know who you're going with. All that stuff. If they said, "No, I forbid you," I'm like, "When did you become daddy?" I'm grown, right? Then they have the conversation about trust and respect and security within the relationship. Right. Slash says Dexter Saint Jacques from the Islands was the OG girls trip Wolfpack breaker. Hashtags Hey Gal. Martine says, why do lots of guys get so bent out of shape about a worldly woman, especially when he himself may have been trash? Because it's this double standard. They're hypocrites. Men who have been experienced around the world are experienced and studly, while women are deemed to be trash and tramps. That's the way society is.
That's not nice to talk. That's not nice, Dee.
It's true. That is the double standard that exists in our society. If a woman is free with her sexuality, it is questioned. We still have purity balls, for crying out loud. Like virginity, which is this bastion of patriarchy, where a woman is valued only by whether she's had sex or not. Whereas a man, on the same note, his value increases, whereas a woman's decreases. Like, come on.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about that for a second, right? Now, let's talk about the man. You said his value goes up,
Increases.
his stock goes up,
Yeah.
his stock increase when his sex,
When he's more experienced
when
sexually.
he's more experienced, right? That's what you're saying, right? Now, my question to you: why do women, or why are women attracted to that guy with the high body count?
Women don't care about body counts.
That's all you got for me? I thought you was gonna come with something.
No, because we don't care about body counts. Men care about body counts. That's a guy thing. We already had this conversation. The average person has 18 in their body count, and it's men deem it more important in the relationship than women do. We had that conversation a couple of months ago.
Okay, I remember. I remember.
Oh, and Slash is upset. He says, "So I can't receive numbers, charts, and graphs." No, sir, we're not playing today. All right, you were warned. Oh. So, Martine says a guy could have multiple children and multiple women, but wants to finish out life with a woman who's the total opposite. Yeah. And here's the thing: men will have multiple children with multiple women, complaining about single mothers when they're not involved with their children. It's like there's some nonsense going on out there that people are just like completely disconnected or disassociated from what they're actually doing.
What did Martine say?
Yeah, we've already spoken on this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have
that's cool. But honestly, though, I mean, come on, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a
What's
buck.
that?
Let's talk about that. Though. I'd like to talk about that.
Talk
as
about
far as when a guy body count is extremely high, they go for it. But the moment Mr. Do Right or Mr. Do You Right, do you in, now you have a problem with it. But where's the shared responsibility?
Here's the thing. Let's talk about body counts. A man can have a body count of whatever he wants. Here's the problem with that. Men want the woman with a zero body count who's a virgin and who's a freak, who's experienced in sex but has never had sex. Like,
not all men, some men, not all men.
Well, we're talking to generalities tonight, obviously. So you know what? It's ridiculous because people get like the United States in particular is so puritanical, prudish. That's the word I'm thinking of. Like y'all got into a big huff over a teeny tiny second of Janet Jackson's nipple on TV.
Didn't bother me not one time.
Yeah, but like people, she was blackballed and all this rigmarole goes on. I'm like, man, I watch TV in Canada and there's soft porn on at night. Like you can go topless in Toronto. There's nude beaches in Europe. Like, but here in the U.S., the body is dirty. Like it's like we have dress codes where it's more important for a girl to go back home and get changed than to complete her studies if she has a spaghetti strap shirt on.
Martine said.
That's the next one down. My thoughts are it slashes the next comment.
Gotcha.
My thoughts are if we are in a serious relationship, sharing a home and possibly bills, a girl's trip, not on my watch, not on my dime. Nobody asked you to pay for it, sir. Now, my question is, why are you so insecure and have fears about a woman going on a trip for yourself if you don't trust her? Where's the trust?
So, so you're saying that if you guys are in a serious relationship, you dead set against the girls trip, completely dead set against it. I want to know why, and has she given you evidence to say, hey, listen, this is not going to happen, not on my watch?
And would you go on a guy's trip? I want to know if you're a hypocrite, sir. Because the not on my watch, not on my dime, I'm like, please. No, and Shannon wants to know where's the truth. Because here's the thing. So many people. She says, yeah, Mark, where's the truth? That's a bit weak, Mark. Yeah. If you're in a secure relationship,
I'm not going to let you guys pile up on my guy like that.
Listen, if you're in a secure relationship, you wanted honesty. If you were in a secure relationship where you trust your spouse and they say, hey, I'm going to go on a girls' trip with X, Y, and Z. We're going to do X, Y, blah. We're staying here. Here's the hotel number, blah, blah, blah. And
Here's
you
the thing.
say, no, what is the reasoning behind the no?
I would agree that is a red flag if you're pushing back on a girls' trip and she hasn't worn anything and what she's done. She hasn't done anything. That is a red flag if he's
No, it's a
pushing back.
huge red flag. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And
But see,
Kathy agrees.
I've never had a problem with any of my exes going on girls' trip. They went on numerous trips.
Yeah.
Didn't matter to me because I still, even back then, I enjoyed my time alone.
Yeah, it's all about being able to, because we're still adults, you still can go and do what you want. Is he going to go on a museum hopping trip?
Like, oh, yes. He slashes back with a big
one. I have to read some comments before him. Kathy says, are we saying that when you're in a relationship, you're unable to do trips with your girls or boys? That speaks to hella insecurity. I agree, Miss Kathy. Martine says, we're not piling up him. We're not piling up on him. Shan said, meant trust. Slash says, is Princess Coach Dee now speaking for the men's delegation? I've said this prior. Women want a man with a future. Women want a man with a future. Men want a man with no past. Can we get the numbers on that statement? Men want a woman with no past? You mean?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. We had that conversation a couple months ago. Go back and look at the video, sir. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not speaking for the men's delegation. I am saying as a woman, we can go on women's trips.
So let's talk about that though. Why? And that could go for either or, male or female. Why would you have a problem with your partner, your person, your spouse going on a girls' trip? I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem if the relationship is open.
Yeah.
Like if it's open with honesty. I'm talking about
communication and trust. Yeah.
Exactly. Trust, communication, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So why is that a problem?
Yeah.
That would be the question. Like, why is that a problem? Me personally, I wouldn't have a problem with sending her off on a girls' trip.
Yeah.
Gives me time to myself. When she comes back, she get a good thrashing from me and bring me back some good, nice gifts.
Yeah. And Martine says, why would be the reason I would not be able to hang with my sisters, cousins, or girlfriends? I mean, I would have serious issues if I was saying, hey, I'm going back to Canada, I'm going to hang out with my cousins. And somebody said, no, you can't. I'd be like, boy, you might just find yourself out the door because that's not going to happen.
So let's create a scenario here, right? Let's create a scenario. So on this girls' trip, we got Kathy, we got my favorite Detroiter, Martine, we got Shan, and we got Coach Dee herself.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun trip.
we have that woman who actually made plans for the foreign penis, right? What do you girls do with that? Y'all just gonna go about your business and let her do her, as you guys would say?
Is she married?
Right?
Is she married?
Yeah, let's say she's married.
See, here's the thing. That is a hypothetical scenario, but in a real life, a woman like that wouldn't hang with us because they know that wouldn't be acceptable behavior.
Okay, all right.
Right? And that's how
very nice professional answer, Coach Dee.
It's not a professional answer. That wouldn't be accepted. So they would know we're not the crew to do that with. They would pick a different crew to hang out with.
I see you, Butterfly. What's going on, Tammy Gator?
All right, so let me move back up. Mark's in his feelings now. Kathy says, I thought the past wasn't mentioned. Grown folks communicate and they should have trust. Tammy says, one of my great people, it's not about the trip, but more about the person or persons accompanying you on the trip. Yep. Okay. And Martine just says, hello. Hey, Shan, she's grown. Slash says, I could care less what Princess Coach Dee or Mighty Girl say or think. Pull his comment up.
Go ahead.
I could care less what Princess Coach Dee or Mighty Girl says or thinks. Those are my standards. Rock with it or not. No pressure. When a man has standards, weak mind, screaming security. It's not a weak mind, sir. It's a trained professional. There's a difference. And you can not care what I think or not. So you don't want to answer it, don't ask me the question.
Well, we got some spicy gumbo in here tonight. We have some spicy gumbo in here tonight.
Yeah, because it's just ridiculous. You put the question out there, you don't expect an answer. Come on. Um, and Martine just has targets. And Kathy said, correct, Coach D, why would somebody want like that in our group? Yeah, they wouldn't be welcome in our group. Now, that would be, the four of us would have an absolute blast, but there would be no nonsense. Right?
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Here's the thing. I don't want you guys to sit in la la land and don't think that none of this stuff takes place, because you guys know a lot of this stuff is taking place.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. You are who you hang out with.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Even like with the Caravana, going over in Toronto, did that for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a whole bunch of food just going down over there.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I lived in Toronto. I went to Caravana occasionally. I didn't go to the Caravana parties.
Right.
Because they're a nuisance. It's all
so you know exactly what I mean, right? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't go to the party, so I didn't know what happened. I didn't go because it's a bunch of arrogant men who think that they can flash some money and get some Canadian girls. And it's just like, please. So I don't even bother with that. I would especially pick up double shifts when that happened, so I wouldn't have to deal with anybody.
Right.
And Shan said, "Oh, Mark trying to fight tonight." Martine says, "Only a weak woman would let a dude tell her what she's not going to do." Yep.
But here's the thing. Let's have some gumbo talk, some adult talk real quick.
Yep.
So when we talk about your spouse or your partner, or your whoever going on a girl's trip or a guy's trip, I think a conversation should be had beforehand.
Oh, definitely.
And move forward with it. I don't think that there should be locked doors or anything like that.
Yeah.
You should just have that conversation. Put your foot in the sand. This is where I stand. This is where I stand. This is what.
Yep.
This is what I have understand. We have an understanding. So let's move forward.
Yeah. If you are communicating and you have authenticity and trust and security, and that your spouse is able to be vulnerable with you and you're able to be vulnerable with them, them going on a girls trip is not a big deal.
I don't believe in placing shackles on no one's feet, whether it be a male or female. I don't believe in that.
No.
But this is where you have to come to know your partner.
Yeah.
You have to come to know your person. If she's scandalous, first time she talk about girls trip, you might as well go on and put it down on ink and get it over with, because it's over with.
Well, if your spouse is scandalous, male or female, they don't need to go on a girl trip for nonsense
at all.
You know what I mean? Totally. So people are just like blowing it out of proportion, but it's all about trust and communication. So if you don't have trust and communication,
with trust and communication, you have to have open dialogue. There has to be some conversations going on.
Yeah.
Mark's come back.
If you don't have that, there's a lot else. There's a lot more going on. I'll get to him. I have Kathy first. Kathy says, "It's not La La Land. You should know your girls well enough to know nothing is going down if you don't want it to." Yep. Martine says, "Excuse me, Princess Coach D. I asked the question as for stats, charts, and graphs." I'm like, Martine says, I went to house music parties while in Toronto during Caravana, or a party given by others from the Caribbean. No freaky deaky stuff with me and mine. Yeah, there's lots of house
there were different sections of things going on. Like you got the Caribbean crowd, you got the Trinidadian crowd, the Jamaican crowd, Indian crowd. There's a whole bunch of different nationalities. It's a whole melting pot over there.
Yeah.
There's a whole melting pot. Then you had the East Siders from Detroit, so it was kind of raunchy.
The thing is, Caravana is a festival. A lot of people get caught up that because the costumes are skimpy, that it's a sexualized thing, but it's not. Those are traditional moss costumes.
Really not. But you have that set of you have that group of folks who do that and go there for that. I've actually witnessed that.
Listen, those folks who think a nun is sexy in a full habit. So you know what? There's really no getting around them. But it's all about communication. Communication, and I can't say that enough. Right? Martine says, if your partner's busy, then why worry about a longer distance trip? Trip probably takes place locally too. Oh yeah, it's probably a lot more going on locally with people than going on trips. So you don't have to go anywhere to cheat.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
It's 2023. You can pick up the phone, go on Snapchat, go on FaceTime, and having conversations.
Wait a minute. They do that on Snapchat? They do that on Snapchat?
I don't know. I don't use Snapchat, but
Oh,
I'm pretty sure people use like Snapchat, and Telegram, and WhatsApp and all that to cheat.
God.
I could check phone records. I'm pretty sure somebody I know well used to use them all. But it's you have to trust your spouse or your
Right.
girlfriend. If you don't trust them, it doesn't matter if they could be going to the grocery store and getting into nonsense.
So
You
let's
know?
get to the meat and potatoes of this topic, right?
Mhm.
So when we say mental health, right? I
Yep.
totally agree. People need breathers, male and female. They
Yep.
need breathers from their surroundings and
Mhm.
to get a break. Something
Yep.
change it up for a minute. Whether it
Yep.
be 48 hours, whether it be 72 hours.
Yep. Just
Everybody needs a break to reset.
oh, definitely get away from work, get away from the kids. It's
Exactly.
good to get away from your spouse.
I
For a couple
totally
hours.
agree.
Did you
Totally
know
agree.
that until the depression, spouses usually slept in separate rooms,
Right. That's true. Yep.
unless they were really poor because they couldn't afford separate beds.
Right.
So this sleeping in the same bed. I have a friend who's been married 40 years, and I'm like, so Miss Ethel, because she's an older lady. I'm like, what's your secret? She's like, we haven't shared a bed ever.
Wow.
We go and visit each other, and that's it. We have our own rooms. I can watch my own TV. He can watch his TV. I'm like, you know what?
What's Shan
Miss Ethel's
talking
been
about?
doing it right.
I see a whole bunch of
Um,
eyes. What's she
oh,
saying?
Shan says, well, oh my damn. I think she's referring to the locally. Um, and Martine says, people who live a certain way attract that same energy wherever they are. Guys gave us respect and never spoke to us in such a way. We had fun and took pics. Yeah,
I agree.
you know, you are who you are. Slash says check phone records. Yeah. Martine says, pardon my typo, the iPhone sucks. Yeah, so here's the thing. You can, people, if somebody's going to be running around, they're going to be running around. They don't need to go on a trip to do it.
I totally agree.
You know?
So like I said, let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. So if you have problems with your spouse or your partner,
Mm-hmm.
you have an issue with them going away, the best bet is to place it all on the table,
Mm-hmm.
get it over with, and get through it. If
Yep.
not, go your separate ways. Because if you're going to allow a trip to disrupt your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a relationship in the first place.
No, because there's obviously a lack of
Right,
communication and a lack of trust.
right.
Like, it's really, I think it's sad, to be honest, because we so often worry about transparency and authenticity, that and allowing people to be themselves, that people will have to hide themselves and dim themselves because somebody else is insecure. And it is draining on the person who has to constantly reassure the person who's insecure.
Right.
So if they have that insecure attachment, and they have fears that the other person is cheating, well, then that person who doesn't have that insecurity constantly has to validate and reassure,
I
and
get
that's
it.
draining. They probably need the trip more than anything, more than
I get it.
anyone. Right?
I get it. I get it.
Um, Martine said firing was. Oh, she's just correcting them. How does one not already know who their person is?
There's a ton of people out there who don't know that person. They've been with their people 15, 20 years and don't know them.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be real now.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
keep it a buck.
people change. People will put on an act.
Yeah, people switch it up all the time.
Oh yeah.
Let's keep it a buck. There's a ton of people out there that don't know their person.
Mm-hmm.
That should not be their person.
Yep.
They should have married that person.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck now.
And I always say if the person glows up, whether male or female, when they leave that person, then you know what the issue was.
Exactly.
Right?
Tammy says.
And the beautiful Miss Tammy is back. She says, I think it's natural to feel some kind of a way when your woman or man goes on a trip with their friends, but we must be able to trust our significant other. Yep,
Totally agree.
exactly. Have the conversation, and they can check in. They can send call, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, not say I would have a problem with the whole check-in thing because it's like it's still with the check-in thing, you're still reassuring them. It's
Well,
okay to
yeah,
reassure them, but I mean, come on.
yeah, true.
If it's really a getaway trip, I get at you when I get back.
Yeah, I think just because travel wise, just to make sure that you reach your destination.
Exactly. Yep. I
Yeah.
got you.
Hey, we're here. We're safe. I'll talk to you when we get to the airport on the way home. But you know,
Yeah.
it's what's it? Slash says, I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm speaking of a committed relationship, sharing a home and accounts. From my research, couples go on trips. That's how I look at it. If someone is dating, do you? Sir, I would tell you and offer you that you'll be surprised how many couples go on separate trips and trips with each other, because not everybody shares the same um, ideas of what a vacation is. So,
So let me clarify this now.
mhm,
So he's actually saying that. Hold on a second. So he's saying he would want if they're in a relationship, they're living
mhm,
under the same roof, the same household, all
mhm,
that good stuff, that your partner can't go and you won't go on a separate trip.
yeah,
That's is that what he's saying?
he says, from my research, couples goes on trips. That's how I look at it. If somebody's dating, do you? So I guess he would not go on a boys' trip either if he's in a committed relationship.
Oh.
So whatever. Have fun with that. Because I know if I was
So I want to know why though. I want to know why. Why wouldn't Slash? Why can't we go on a guy's trip if you're married? And I'm married, but we're gonna go on a hunting trip. Say, let's just say my dad still had the hunting lodge up north, so you wouldn't come hang out with me for a weekend because we're married.
right, while he's answering, I'll keep reading. Martine says, I ain't gonna keep questioning a guy about things. Tammy says, I think it's respectful to check in, the right thing to do. And Martine says, yes, I'll let him know that we arrived safely, boarded the plane, and are on the way home. And Martine says, no, we need to keep our individuality. Yep. I have a friend who
And
hates.
this is where the balance at, man. When you keep the individuality, this is
Mhm,
where the balance in the relationship at, a
yeah.
healthy balance.
I have a friend who hates like adventure trips. So her husband goes with his friends and they go skydiving and zip lining and all this stuff, right?
Right.
And then she goes with her friends and they go antiquing and go to wine tastings and all this stuff. And then they will go on a trip together. Well, they'll like go to a nice beach, an all inclusive type
Can I ask
resort.
you a question? Can I ask you-
Hmm.
the ones that like the hiking and the teepee and all that stuff, are they Caucasians?
No,
Okay.
no. I already told them they could lose their black card for some of the nonsense they do, but but it is what it is. I'm
Exactly.
like, I don't know why you're trying to be one with mountain lions.
Let's come back with the answer for the homework. Let's see what he said.
Oh God.
What does he say?
Real ones give enough rope to let someone hang themselves. In my opinion, girls' trips are for single ladies. I feel I feel for any future wife of yours. It's
But
sad.
no, I'm asking Slash. I'm asking the honest question is, so we couldn't go to the hunting lodge if we both were married, but
Hmm.
we just needed that break. Can we go out to the hunting lodge and stay for a weekend and hang out just with the guys?
See if he avoids it. And Martine said, I wouldn't last 2 weeks with an insecure dude. No, I can't do insecure either. And here's the thing. I had a conversation with a guy, and he's like, what do you bring to the table? I'm like, well, sir, let's ask about what do you bring to the table that I cannot already provide for myself? Do you
Uh-oh.
bring emotional intelligence? Do you bring vulnerability? Do you bring authenticity? Do you bring transparency? He's like, oh, I don't talk about that kind of stuff. I'm like, all right, then we can't talk.
Well, let's talk about these balances in a relationship where
Hmm.
you allow one to breathe.
Yeah,
Because I truly believe in a balanced relationship where I could actually breathe.
yeah, you
I don't
should
want
be
to be
able to breathe.
bothered. I don't want to be bothered. I enjoy my quiet time.
Hmm.
Even in relationships, I enjoy
Yeah,
my quiet time. And I feel that male and female, they need a break. They need a break from your
mhm,
spouse. Too
yeah,
much spouse can be a bad thing.
yeah,
Too much spouse could be a bad thing. I just got off the phone 10 minutes before 20 minutes before the show with a friend of mine
right.
who's having spousal trouble. Too much spouse can be a bad thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you need everybody. We all need breaks from people, especially if you have kids, right? If you got a kid running around, you need a break so that you could be refreshed and energized.
think I got my answer. Hold on a second. I got my answer.
Oh, wait. Martine says there's lots of lame dudes pretending to be cool dudes.
What'd she say?
Lots of lame dudes pretending to be cool dudes.
I agree.
All right, let's see what Slash says about hanging out.
What do you say?
He says, I have no qualms in hanging out with my G. I don't hunt and already done my share of fishing. We all stand in our squares. I'm not doing a guy's trip nor a bachelor's party. That's how I rock. So he wouldn't hang out with you. You said you have no qualms in hanging out with him, but you're not doing a guy's trip or a bachelor party.
Okay. Well, I mean, he has standards. I guess that's his his standard. He go by his golden standard.
Have fun. Enjoy that. Martine said, now that's what two highly intelligent people in the union, they know balance. Yeah. Here's the thing. Studies have shown that you have to be who you truly are. As adults, we grow, we change as we go through the age. There was one gentleman in a relationship book said that our spouses become 8 different people during the lifetime of a long-term relationship, right? And love is a choice. You have to choose love. It's an action word, right? So when somebody tells you, listen, I'm tired, I need a break, I want to go hang out with the girls and we're going to go to a spa for the weekend. If you say no, then you are dismissing their wants and needs. Right. And there's an issue there.
Yeah, that means to me, I see that as you're cutting the lines of communication.
Yeah.
And you're not being fair within the relationship.
Yeah.
You're not giving into the relationship because when that person needs that break and asks for that break, they're giving it to the greater good of the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you say no, you can't go, I disagree or whatever, that's when the tug of war starts.
Yeah, it does, because that person who's not being granted any trust or leeway is going to demand it then.
Exactly. Again, too much spouse is a bad thing.
Yeah. And please, who doesn't want to pick their spouse up at the airport and have a welcome home kiss and hug? You know, come on.
Right.
Reunions are fabulous. Martine says a lot of married people cut off their unmarried friends and family, which is way dumb. Right, love is an action. Yeah. So here's the thing:
I'm glad she brought that up. Right.
Yeah, people get so caught up, and some people have spouses that demand they dump certain friends.
Exactly. Right? I'm very happy she brought that up. Yeah. I had a video that went viral maybe last month, and it was just me out in the backyard harvesting plums and walking Kobe around in the backyard. And I got this thought, right? So I did this video right off the cuff, talking about how men dismiss their friendships and their brothers when they have issues with their woman. The entire time they have a problem with the woman, oh, she's this, she's that. And I mean, he's throwing stones at her. Mm-hmm. But the moment they pass that thing up, phone goes dead. Mm-hmm. Phones go dead. I cannot respect a guy like that.
Yeah.
So I do not respect a guy like that, whether it be brother or friend.
Yeah.
If all I'm good for is a phone call when you're having trouble with it, don't pick the phone up.
Mm-hmm.
Do not pick the phone up. But I'm totally against that. I'm totally against you just putting your camper out and pitching your tent right there in the relationship and forgetting all your friends. I don't get that.
Here's the thing. A lot of girls are taught that we're supposed to focus solely on him. We're taught that as young girls. And it's like, you know what I mean? You have to cater to your man, blah, 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 blah.
That's kind of toxic, you know.
It's very toxic.
I don't get that. I don't get that why do men feel like I'm going to pitch my tent here and all my guys, man, hey, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. What?
Well, here's the same thing. We had a conversation the other day, some girlfriends of mine, and we were talking to one of the girl's brothers.
Right.
And she told him, he goes, when men hit on women, they're afraid women will laugh at them. When women turn down men. We're afraid they will hurt us. And he's
Mm.
like, what? And he's like, I don't think like that. I'm like, no. But every woman from the time she's a little girl is taught that men are only after us for one thing.
Wow.
Like, you ask most women, when's the first time a man said something inappropriate to them? And you will be surprised at the ages they will tell you. Like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like when they're
Martinis
babies.
thick.
Martine said, yep, even in the dating stage, when that person calls during your bedtime over and over and knowing they have to wake early, yeah, that's just disrespectful for boundaries.
That's alone.
Let me get biblical. Proverbs 18:22. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. If I jump the broom, a vacation with my queen is a destination, and I play by the OG rules. Well, sir, since your mother since people wear mixed linens, are we going to be bringing back stonings? Are we going to hang people for working on Sunday? We work on Sunday. The Sunday is supposed to be Sabbath. Right? People like to pick and choose from the Bible. Let's not pull the Bible out to fit one.
I don't think that it's wrong to have breathing time.
It's healthy.
Nothing wrong. It's very healthy. And I don't want to be caged into a relationship where I can't these relationships that I've acquired and have did upkeep on for over 40 years, 20 years, 30 years. Now you mean to tell me I got to give up my guys just because I'm married?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. I do
it's
not
ridiculous.
Get it.
Here's the thing.
I those relationships. All those relationships I've watered. And I guarantee I can call all those guys 40 year, 20 year, 30 year, and they'll come through in a crunch. But why would I give up that relationship? Why would I not fellowship with them when I need a breather?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
People, I don't know what their people have different reasons for it. Maybe it's some history, maybe it's some trauma they've had, maybe it's some kind of insecurity or fear, whatever it is in their background that they have to figure out what the root issue is. But here's the thing. If you are requiring your spouse or girlfriend to alienate themselves from friends or family, that is an emotionally abusive relationship. That's the biggest sign of an emotionally abusive relationship is alienation from friends and family.
Now I know right now, I know of a relationship where a woman is doing that to a guy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. And I tell him every single day, man, that shit is not healthy.
It's not.
I bet you. Not healthy. What she's requiring you to do, she's asking you to do, that is not healthy. She's alienating you. He said, what do you mean? I said, what I mean is she's alienating you. Yeah. She's doing you something, man, and you don't even see it.
I bet there's a lot of manipulation and gaslighting involved as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's an insecure attachment, and it will not work, and he will not be happy.
He's not happy at all. Trust
me. See? Slash says, I want to share my world and precious life with my queen, choosing presence over presence. One I shouldn't need time away from, but treasured moments with. In my opinion, that's what's saving yourself for marriage. Trent, you need to have a talk with him later.
Why are you so quiet, dude?
I'm just like, man, you know what? You can have presence. You actually have more presence if you are happy and healthy and mentally fresh. If you can take a break, release some stress, and then come back, you're actually in a better place.
I gotta say this. Though. You have to admit that. Slash, get these comments going.
I don't know if he actually. Sometimes I question if he actually believes her, if he just does it just to get me riled up. But I'm just like, whatever, sir. All I'm seeing is from in a professional tone is somebody who will have relationship issues. If you would not allow your queen to go on a trip with her cousins, I would hope those cousins would have a serious talk with you.
I'm smiling and laughing so hard my cheeks hurt right
And Martine says, anyone who's this deep into their adulthood and still saving herself is a true nut, probably as nutty as a fruitcake. The whole saving themselves is a patriarchal. It's the same thing. Virginity
Now, wait,
is
wait a minute. Now,
valued.
wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. There's nothing wrong with a guy at any age saving himself. Come on now.
Well, we're not talking about her. We're talking about deep in. We're talking about their. Martine says anyone who's this deep into their adulthood.
Stop. Y'all killing me right now.
Listen, man.
Yeah, y'all are killing me right now.
I believe here. When it comes down to it, the whole saving themselves is all about religion and control. That's where it boils down to, because religion is used to is control, guilt, fear, and shame. Right? That somehow you're a better person if you don't do anything. And most of these Christian girls who don't do anything are doing everything but that one thing. So what are they saving really?
This is hilarious, man.
You know? If they can strip the rust off a pipe,
then I say a question mark. All I can see is the question mark.
Oh wait, let me go. Martine says she's got a slow. Slash says take a break from marriage. Where do they do that at? You're not taking a break from marriage, sir. You're going on a trip for a weekend. Like, geez.
Oh my God.
You're still married?
Oh
My cousins would eat you alive. Oh my God. Martine said you go crazy.
I'm just trying to get some clarification here. So Slash, so you're saying that when you're in a marriage, and let's just say 5 years, 10 years, well, not even 5 years because you're still newlyweds at that point. Mm-hmm. 10, 15 years, 20 years into the marriage, you won't take a trip. And it doesn't have to be a single trip. It could be a trip with your other married guy friends.
Man's going to need an intervention. A cousin's trip is...
You know what, though? I don't know if Slash is punking me right now or not. I think he's punking me right now.
Slash will bring his Slash. I love him to death, but my God. He says, so y'all went from a girl's trip to a cousin's trip. What next? Girls' work trip, a girl's church trip? Nah. My cousins are girls. It's still a girl's trip. They just happen to be called cousins. You know?
Slash like he don't want none of that on his wife. Mr. do not want none of that on his wife.
Listen, man. Tell me when Slash get married, and then in 10 years I'll grab his wife for an intervention, and we'll take her out on a girl's trip. Like, jeez, man.
Oh, but I don't know if Slash is punking me, or I don't know that I can't stop laughing.
I don't know. He's your boy. You talk to him later and see if he's on the up and up, because I am concerned for him, sir. I'm concerned for you. We need to have a talk about this. Like we should have a session.
Oh my God. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, we're up on 8 o'clock here, man. So this has been good.
Here's my question now. So if his wife would he not allow his wife to go on a work trip?
Wait, what you say? Stop.
Like, if he won't, like, come on, can she not go on a work trip? If there's like a convention, can she go to that?
Stop, G. Stop.
I know you're dying here, but I need answers. Slash, we need answers for this. We're gonna have to bring. He's gonna have to come from behind the scenes.
That's a good question, though. So wait a minute. So what if she worked and her job required her to travel 25% of the time?
Oh, he would never allow that. He would never allow that. Come on.
Stop. All right, stop.
But yeah, I just want to know if there was a convention, would he allow her to attend the convention? Because there's like president's awards and stuff, like different companies. Like my company that I work with, if you achieve certain goals, they have an event where you're invited to come. And it's usually overnight, and it's like just you. It's not a spouse.
I think he's punking me, man. I really think he's punking me right now.
Well, here's the thing.
I've never heard him talk like this.
Well, sir, you have to when we go off, you have to find out from him if he's punking or not, and text me, because I'm like, Mark,
Mark,
we have a
Mark
love-hate
said he don't want
relationship, but
Mark said he don't want no cousin trips, no girl trips, no sister trips.
he's
Mister
not,
don't
he's
want
not
none of
allowed.
that.
He's not even allowed a church trip. Like, come on, man.
Wait a minute. They go a bake sale? How about a bake sale?
I don't know. Find out some things about Mark we got to worry about now.
Mister say he don't want nothing to go down with that. Mister don't want none of that. Seal it. Get that water with the lemon.
Not Sealy. Oh no.
That's Mister from the Color Purple. He don't want no type of trips. None of them trips. Girl trip, cousin trips, sister-in-law trips. You can't go with my sister.
His wife gonna be fighting her whole life. Oh, God.
I think he's punking me right now.
Oh my God, you can't make me.
Wait, he coming back again. Wait a minute.
Oh, you're killing me now.
Wait.
Martine says, we used to meet up and walk for exercise. This one lady's husband would come and watch her from afar. Oh God. Slash says, yo, Mr. Epic. Nah, I'm good on that. Oh, and some of those girl strips for the girls are now playing Twister, Thieves in the Temple Boy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Please.
Oh,
okay. I'm gonna have an asthma attack and I don't have an inhaler. I can't.
I got sinuses going on in Slash. Come on, man.
My lungs are not strong enough for this. Lordy. I did not realize that this conversation was gonna go there.
Read this comment one more time. I'm gonna put it up for the viewers so they can actually see that this is really taking place.
What's that? Oh, the one up. Yeah, IO, Mr. Epic. Nah, I'm good on that. Oh, and some of those girls' trips are girls not playing Twist Her. Hashtag Thieves in the Temple both ways.
Wait. He said thieves in the temple? I don't.
Oh, even Martine's dying. Oh my goodness.
I can't believe he's doing this. I can't believe he's doing this to me because I'm telling you. I'm telling you, like, Slash is not a controlling type dude. I'm telling you.
Yes, he is. Oh, yes,
I've been knowing this boy for 40 years.
Well, sir, after 40 years, he has become a controlling type dude. So,
He got to be punking me, man. He's punking me right now.
I don't know. I'm dying, though. This was not where I thought the conversation was going to go. I'm just like,
I don't know. Hey, I wonder if the mic was open when I said I wanted to have fun with this tonight.
I don't know. I've had a good laugh, but it is 9:04 when you do the announcements because I have to get Xavier ready for bed.
Good stuff. We'll be back with another thought-provoking topic right here on Conversation with Trent and Friends, featuring the lovely Canadian Coach Dee. We'll get back to the business of things. But thank you guys for tuning in to B2G Unity TV Network. That's right. We're live on your Roku channel, your Roku Network, internationally. So good stuff. We welcome all the good folks from Ireland, as well as there's some folks in there from Egypt as well. We see you guys following in. Sometimes you come in one by one, sometimes you come in by twos. We really appreciate the support. So good stuff there. And appreciate you guys in the United States as well. So good stuff. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in and supporting us here. Coach Dee and I really appreciate that. Good stuff.
Thanks to everybody tuning in. One last comment. Martine says, well, you might not know him as well as you think, Trent. So thank you all so much for watching. We will see you on Sunday, the Lord's Day. We will be working. And I have to go because I have caused enough trouble for tonight.
You guys be epic. Talk soon.
Bye.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.